Today on Just Enough Garage, failed plans and flat cams. Okay, this is a little video. I'm pulling these lifters. Okay, I want you to see this one right here. This one. You notice he's below the surface. I'm going to turn the cam with my screwdriver. Okay, watch that. See how he doesn't come up? He just barely makes a wiggle. I don't know if I'm holding it still enough. Anyways, I can rotate this thing the whole way around. Whole way around. He doesn't even make a wiggle. There he is, just made a little wiggle. So the lobe barely touches that lifter. See, there it goes. I'll try to move it again for you. Got fuel to pump up. Fuel pump still connected. So, what does a bad cam look like? You'll notice this lifter here, all dished out. See that big dome? Looks like one of those drums from Jamaica. This guy. These ones moved a little bit. That one hasn't moved at all. So I'm just about ready to pull the cam on this. As you can see, the fuel pump's still connected. I have to pull that because there's a rod that runs off the front lobe. So I've got to get that one high enough to get a hold of it. All of them have been difficult. All of them have been having to use vice grips and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and pull. The bores look all right. It just hasn't had oil changes for a while and everything's sticky and gross and clings on there. So we'll pull the drain plug here in a little bit. Whatever, and you take some gasoline and you just flood that, get all that stuff, and you take a rag or a nylon brush and you clean all those real good, get all that grimy oil off of there. I'll probably end up pulling the heads because why not? Take a look at them. I'm this close. Anyways, just keep you up to date with the other stuff I found. I'll keep you informed as we go. Okay, welcome back. As you saw in the opener, failed cams, flat cams. What is that? Small block Chevy. This is the one right here out of that 350 in the wheelies. You see, in a few minutes I'll take the other one apart. What does that mean? If I take my caliper, this first lobe, okay, I'm maybe preaching to the choir. Cams. This is the one back here, this gear turns the distributor. Up front, this first lobe on a small block Chevy is your fuel pump. This is where your timing gear set goes. Then these are your main cam bearings. These are your lobes. Intake, exhaust, and then it goes right on back. Okay, this is where my problem was. If I measure this one, okay, let's find one. Bear with me for just a minute. This is going to make sense on what happens. Okay, so we're right there, 1.5 inches right on the money. Let me make sure it's exactly at the lobe. 10 thousandths. 1 inch, 510 thousandths. Now if I don't do anything, I've locked that in and I move down here. I know they're different on each one, but they're not. Here's a wider one. Okay, visually I could sit here with a micrometer and I could measure them all. The reason I'm showing you this is in a second I'll reveal why. Oh, we're starting to get a little gap. Starting to get a little gap. Little gap. Now look at this one. Hopefully the camera will do you justice. Let me turn it up this way. This one right here, this one next to it, see, that's different already. You get down to here, that's a lobe. All that material is gone. That one right there, it's fried, destroyed. See, intake, exhaust, or exhaust intake, however they're laid out, gone, zero, nada, zip. And you keep going through, And see, there's the other big gaps. It turns out I had 4. See, here's one that's it's just barely anything left on there. This cam is destroyed. It was run for hundreds of miles like this. Here's another one. See the gap? Go back to that one. You see the gap? That's 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch. You know, I could measure it. Here's another one right at the back. This cam is junk. It's junk because of a couple of reasons. Bad material, but considering the engine hadn't been messed with in 20 years. Oil? Possibly. I don't know. So that's what leads us today. Before I get going on that, I've pulled the heads because why not? The gaskets were in good shape. You can see I haven't cleaned anything yet. There's some of that silicone. People put a bunch of silicone all over the bolts here and back you up a little bit. Okay, so I've just got these laid out here. The valves look good. I would think that somebody's put valves in some of it over the years. They've pieced it together. Here's a good example. There you go. You can see the valves. These, the smaller ones, are exhaust intakes. How big are those valves? Let's check. So this is the intake valve, the larger one. And it's running, I'll get it just right. 1 inch 900 thousandths. So I don't know what size that really means. Oh, look to that edge. Yeah, 40 thousandths. Maybe that's what they're calling a 2-inch intake exhaust, or well, without having them out, it's, you know, it's generally getting close. Inch 400 thousandths, inch and a half maybe. Anyways, the heads are in pretty good shape. I don't know, Mary's got some film she was gonna fit in as I took it apart the other day, but I will show you. I got 2 things going on today in this beautiful sunshiny spring day. This passenger head, I was able to get the stud out of there. Can you see that? Washers, I pulled it out. There is a little clip of video somewhere she'll insert. But today, what am I doing? Well, we're going to take it out. We're going to try to salvage parts and pieces. I believe, and I know I got some comments from you guys the other day, that these cams are so similar that I'm going to go ahead and pull this one, try to reuse everything I can there from that, just because. Now, why am I doing it? Obviously, I'll give it an oil change. Obviously, I'm going to rinse the oil pan out with some gasoline and stuff and let it all wash but all that fine material, in fact, on one of the head bolts, I haven't cleaned it. You can pick that grit up and you can see it. It's bad. It's bad, but I'm going to rinse it all out. It's been run like that for a while. I'm going to try to put it together. So the bottom end probably has scored bearings. It's probably what the facts are. So if I put it together, I can finish the rest of the project. I'll just keep my eye out for a better engine. I'm not gonna. The crank's already hurt if it's hurt. It has oil pressure. I'll put a gauge on it. We'll see what we get. You know, maybe run a little bit heavier oil. I could be wasting my time, but it's my time, so that's what I choose to do. So let me get you set up, and we'll start ripping and tearing. Okay, I'm not sure mechanical abilities of the people watching, so I'm gonna explain what I'm doing. This is the puller. I'm going to pull this off. I've already got the other stuff off. We'll take this. I expect the timing chain to be loose. I don't know if these parts are any good. I've saved them. There was a video before we'd pulled the heads and everything and found that there was corrosion in that back cylinder. You can see I have a spark plug in there. I filled it with ATF and I've let it set for months. It doesn't turn over, but that's okay. It helped me out in this case because now I can pull this off. So sometimes when you see a scrap engine, it's scrap, but not all of it, right? Now I know that a lot of you guys are thinking, oh, just get a new cam. Well, the thing is, I have these parts. I'm kind of hung up on the idea that original parts are better than modern day parts. So typically on these, okay, hopefully you can see. There's a keyway in there. And there's a keyway there. So if the engine's stuck and you keep reefing on it, eventually it'll destroy this or that. That keyway typically lines up with the timing mark typically, but these are just off a little bit. So I've took a picture of the other one, so when I go to put the chain back on, I'll be in the right position. So let's go ahead and blast these off of there and pull that front cover. I had the timing chain and the other parts in the shop from the first motor. It was nothing exciting, it was just a loose chain. I think it's this one. I think it's this one. No, it's not. Some of you guys were just saying, Darian, it's a 7/16, and I'll be like, yeah, I remember. Now, you guys know I don't use impact guns to install, but I don't mind removing stuff. This must have had an oil leak with as much oil's built up on the front of this. Have to get a screwdriver. Stand by. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to get these lifters out without any difficulty. Because the ones that were in the, like I say, there was a little clip that I had filmed separate from what Mary edits sometimes. But I ended up with 4 bad lifters essentially. 1 bent push rod, 4 bad lifters. And the cam that had several lobes that were no good. The lifters kind of did better. Some of them are dish, but it did better than the cam. So I guess in this case the lifters were better quality than the cam, or that's just the way it wore. What causes that initially? I don't know. Causes them to wear, because once that surface glaze or whatever is wore off, the metal just gets chewed up in a few miles, I guess. Well, sometimes you can get these out without taking the 2 bolts. Let's see. And you don't really want to destroy any of your parts. You never know what you're going to need. These have 2 pins right here, 1 on each side. You get in there and you give them a little wiggle and a pop. Yeah, it's getting hung up down below. Yeah, those are the 1/2 inchers. We'll probably end up pulling the pan anyways. There's a good chance I'll have to push the lifters out from the bottom. See if that gives us enough. Let's see. Nope. Stand by. I'm going to turn it over and pull the oil pan. You guys will recall this is the engine that came in the Jeep. It was full of water. Somebody had drained it and there was no plug. Part of it was disassembled. Not that it matters, but sometime after that, Johnny and I tried to diagnose what was wrong with it. I think it has good components, but the cylinder walls were rusty. All right. Okay. Yeah, let me bring you in here and let me show you what I'm talking about. My driveway's a mess now, and I know why. Alright, can you see that? This has the same timing chain as what the other one did. It's just the Era. These have got the nylon teeth on them. See how loose that is? That's just typical. So now we'll buzz this off. We won't be able to pull the cam yet because I'll turn it back over because we're gonna have to get all the push rods and stuff out of the way, and lifters. Let's buzz that off. I have a new timing chain set in the house that I got the other day. Oh, we gotta check our alignment on this. Okay, I'm not ready to do that. Hold on, stand by. I don't want to do that yet. I want to roll it back over, understand where top dead center is in relationship to verify. Otherwise, I'm going to be guessing, and I don't want to guess. Okay. That looks very similar to the last one, except for there should be dots. This engine won't rotate anymore, so it doesn't matter. The flat is over that way, they pin. That's just the way it is. Yeah, I've already lost one of the bolts, huh? Anyways, this is what they have called the nylon gears. It's supposed to run quieter, last longer. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. That's typical for the Arrow. These apparently do fail from time to time. Put it over here in the probably never use it again pile. I will keep these bolts just because once I find that third one, otherwise I'm oh, here it is, right on the stand. Can't see it. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead now and I might just pull those heads back off because it'll be easier to push the lifters out from the bottom. Alright, stand by. Stand by. I'm going to do some more work. You guys don't want to see it. Okay, I wanted to show you this. This is the way I do these. I'll demonstrate here. So, I've got, this is a board I just made up. I'm thinking if I ever make another one, I'm going to put a piece of wood on the bottom because sometimes the push rods want to slide through when you're trying to move it. Okay, front of the engine. These 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have upside down. This is that one that was just chewed up from that cam that was missing the complete lobe. So this is harder than that cam was. This is the one that had the bent push rod. And it's actually in good shape, but it didn't compress very well. This one back here is dished out like crazy. And then I got this one here. So if we do any counting, there's one on each cylinder. 1, 2, 3. I guess those two are together. So I maybe had a, what was that, 8 minus 3, a 5 cylinder. That's why it ran terrible. Now I'll point out here on this chain setup, I've taken this off, and you see how far that one was over for what they were showing top dead center to my relationship to my pin. So I've laid that out. I took a picture of that. So now I've got the heads off of the wheelies, and for you acute observers, yep, I modified it to get the cam out. I know, my son thinks I'm a hack. I'm okay with him thinking that. It was easy for me. I'll weld it back in. It's American steel. Oh, Marianne's here. Say hi to the people, Mary.
Hi.
What do you got there? You got my timing chain? Don't drop it.
I won't drop it.
It's just 26 bucks off of Amazon. We'll need that in a couple hours.
Scared you a chain.
Careful, don't bang them together. Yep, pretty flimsy. Anyways, what I was going to show the people, Mary, is the engine in here, because I'm kind of all over right now. So I hope you can see it with the sun. So this appears to be up all the way. We'll verify that, but I did not move. You'll see the keyways way over. And then I got some nylon brushes to clean these holes out real good. And we'll clean and vacuum. I'll pour some gasoline down here. Try to wash, if there's any shavings, wash them right out. I might fill a gallon or so, put the plug in after the oil's out, fill it, and that will soak into the bottom of the oil pump. And then I'll flush it out tomorrow or something, and then I'll make sure that I try to do my best. Otherwise, it looks pretty good inside. Obviously, it was a running engine. This hole here is the one that had the bad push rod. There's a very small ridge on these, very small. I think somebody did some work on the engine, and then they had cam problems, and they just called it quits. And there I come along thinking I can save it. We'll see. All right, let's get back to this. Let me finish pulling the heads, and Mary will probably pick up filming now. This is the one that was on there. You can see that rocker kicked off and it was sawing into it. So I got a part right there. And I'm going to take it over, put it in the other head. How do I do that? Well, I'll show you. I got lots of extra pieces, so the way I do it is I got a couple of lug nuts. Stack them on there. Use a washer. Then I put the nut on. You know what? I'm going to start out with one. I'd hate to pull the thread out of the nut. I'll start out with one, then I'll have to add that one in a minute. And then I use the power of Milwaukee. Yeah, it's heating that oil up, isn't it?
Is it hot?
Well, yeah, but I'm afraid I might have screwed up the threads on this one. I only got a bunch more to try.
Yeah, I was like, did you practice with the one you actually need?
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay.
I got 16 choices, Mary, to make it work.
Yeehaw.
I think this thing's a killer. Yeah, I think it boogered it. You know, that's one of those things where you show it on camera and it screws up, but when you don't, you know, the other one just came right out. Let's use some of this assembly lube.
To disassembly?
Yeah. I think I've chewed it. I think I've chewed it.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah, that's a bad sign when you can't get the nut started. Okay, so what you do is you scrap that one, you just move over to the next one. Don't worry, most of this is going to go in the garbage when I'm done.
You only got 15 choices now.
And you say, well, why does all the V8s disappearing? Well, because guys like me. Because guys like me work on them. Okay, this time I'm going to put more oil on that. Where's that WD-40? That worked pretty
Probably
good.
in your
That worked pretty good.
box.
And I'll maybe go slower so it doesn't like pull the thread out. I'll put some lube on it when I take it back off. Not as hot. Still hot. So when I said you might have to turn them over and tap them from the bottom, oh, that's a good sign, Mary. So what you got to do is get these out of the way, get the cam out of the way, then you take a wooden dowel or a upside down screwdriver or something,
And you bonk, bonk, bonk.
Bonk, bonk, bonk. See the one on there, they were so messed up I had to use vice grips. And what it is it causes I don't know what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is that the bottom gets corroded up. See there, it's pushing them out.
Mm-hmm. I have it zoomed in on them so they can see what you're doing. Better, at least.
I wanted to pull them out to that first section, but I don't want to grab them with anything that's damaging. If you're going to grab them, which everybody's freaking out right now, you don't want to disfigure the top, and you don't want it to slip.
Destroy the sides.
In this case, it's kind of working. Okay, now we'll do the same to the other side. As long as they don't slip back in, we should be able to pull that cam out and see if it's worth a hoot.
Got anything to pour from the other side?
I don't think so.
All right. We walk around, walk around. Oh, we got some coolant.
All right. Yeah, Johnny and me have turned this engine over several times. You always get coolant. It's a magic. If you need coolant, this is where it comes from. You just keep asking for it.
Infinite coolant glitch. That's something young people get. Or video gamers.
Okay. All right, Mary, set us up. Here we go. The money shot.
Whoop. Let's zoom it out a bit. Bonked the stand for you guys. Now they're just gonna fall out.
No, they're stuck there till what I'm trying to do is get this out. Ay, ay, ay.
Hard to get a grip when everything's greasy.
Where's the dang chain that I took off this? Oh, I threw it in here.
In the soon-to-be garbage pile. That's not a chain.
It's got a big handle on it now.
One that'll dig into your hands.
Better get a handle on it. Better get a hold of it. Yeah, I sound authoritarian when I say it like that. Better get a grip.
There's been many a times with a hold it, dang it! You're not holding it tight enough.
Okay, you think it's that one right there? That
Yeah, the one that's still pushed in and catching.
you think it's that one?
Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna see it. See if y'all can. Yeah.
The last one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Mary. This is probably why people go buy new parts.
I would wager.
Well, okay, I got past it.
Yeehaw. It's a 3D puzzle. Now you're gonna throw that one on the ground
No.
too?
No, this is my part I want.
No, I love this one for now.
Okay. Extracted. Let's look at it. Visually, it looks good. We'll know once we get those lifters out. Then we'll measure this. So where can I put it that it don't fall on the ground? But now Oh, here. This is funny. Idiots. Go look in there. That's what I was fighting. It's the push rod.
Move your finger so we can see.
It's a push rod for the fuel pump. I needed one of these for my 283 on that. That's why that Suburban has to run a mechanical, because it came without one of these. And here they put this cover plate on, but didn't put the push rod out. Goons! Anyways, look at that. It keeps giving. It's ready to give parts to a 283. Feels good too. Alright, so now, can I tap, tap, tap? Oh, yeah.
Tap, tap, tap-a-roo.
Perhaps with a super long, thin screwdriver, I could not pull the crank and tap them out. So let's tap, tap, tap-a-roo. I'll be on this side. Some vice grips there.
Now you can see his half of it.
I don't think this is any good either. Well, first of all, this is just destroyed, is what I was telling you. But yeah, she's all done. I don't think that cam's any good. I think we got junk parts, Mary.
Yeah, makes sense. 'Cause what do you say?
Well, I blew the head off of that lifter, I know that, but look how brittle it was.
Yeah. Couldn't stand the pair of vice grips.
So that's what I was talking about. So now I'm up a creek, so let's go ahead and measure and just see what we got. There's some of those we're feeling dished over there when we took them out. So this week's video, once again, failure brought to you by, yeah, it would have ran, but it wouldn't be. See, look at right here, there's a big gap on that one.
That makes
I guess
sense. That's 5.
Yeah, here's another big gap.
Well, that one didn't look dishy, but
Okay, so right there, between that first one at 1 inch 520 thousandths, you go to this one, they're 22 thousandths short. It would have ran, but I can't use, the lifters need to go back in. I could put a new lifter in there if I had a new one.
I know what. Bondo.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this gap on this sucker here.
Let's see if I can.
Is on that one?
Filmed right.
Yeah. So now we're. Yeah, that's 2 of them that are 20 thousandths. All in all, the cam's probably in good enough shape to run. Oop, this one's small. Yeah, that one's 25 thousandths. So why don't we just go ahead and chalk it up to bad luck, bad experience, and I'll just buy a new one, and we'll be doing this for the next 4 or 5 videos. So for anybody who's just checking in, I'll see you in like 6 months when I finally get this figured out, because it was a novel try. I wasted some hours. Now I got 2 small block Chevys apart with nothing to show for it.
Well, you got a yard full.
Do I just dare go ahead and just try to use one of the good lifters over here, Mary?
And another
On
table.
a bad load. Because this whole side of lifters were...
Not dishy. Oh, oh.
Oh, they were alright. They say not to do that, but really at this point does it matter? I mean, I'm going to be in pull. No, that one's not the best choice. That's not the one I want.
Look dishy to me.
That one's not too bad. I just gotta quit being cheap. Okay, so somebody put in the comments, you're now Darian. You have a backyard full of small block Chevys. What cam would you buy? Where would you get it? And what do you expect to pay for it? $200-300? Fine. Is it going to work? Great. I'm on board. $200-300 and it runs for 20 minutes? I'm not interested in that. And how much money would you put into the bottom end of a motor that's had all that cam material go through it anyways? Wonder if I could just buy a set of lifters and put in here with this cam, because I can't get those out without damaging them.
You can get anything on the internet.
That might be the way to do it. Just put this cam in with a new set of lifters and then, you know, go for it. It won't last, but we could do that. I mean, I think this one's on the way out too. I mean, it has a zillion miles on it. Why wouldn't it? It's from the 70s, right? I mean,
You got a zillion miles on you
look
then.
at me. I'm not holding up any better than the
You're
camshaft.
vintage, 1973.
Yeah, I'm not holding up any better than the camshaft. All right.
What do you say? This is the face of disappointment?
I'm just tired of giving this face. You know, all week. Okay.
Story time with Darian?
Yeah, story time with Darian. All week, I've been checking for another engine somewhere. Somewhere here, somewhere there, somewhere everywhere. A guy I work with, he says to me, he says, you know, like last year I had a Tahoe, four-wheel drive, LS motor. He said, my wife didn't like driving it anymore. He says, I finally got $800 for it, you know. And I said, well, that would have been a good one. He goes, yeah, it had 200-some thousand miles on it, but it ran, but for how long, you know? And I said, well, that's a bummer, because if you had that, you know, I might have been interested, but I'm not interested now. You don't have it anyways. Point is if you do an LS swap, that's $1,500 for a used motor with as many issues. If I find another small block, fine, but rebuild one, yeah, again, I'm back to the same problem. Where do I get a good cam? I think the rest of the motor's okay. Well, let me rephrase that. I think the piston ridge is okay. I think the pistons are okay. I think the connecting rods are okay. The bearings inside there, probably not the best.
Just enough okay.
I suppose this is probably why people let engines in projects set for years and years and years.
Yeah, we did it with the 4x4.
No, it's COVID.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. This is definitely the face of disappointment. You know?
He's the poster boy the past few weeks.
Like I said, I could put one of these other lifters in there and just go for it. It's not going to matter. I mean, it's just really not going to matter. It'll give me 1,000 miles, and that's probably all that truck will ever drive in its whole lifetime between the school and here. So, I don't know. Let's turn off the camera for a while and go ahead and think about our decisions. And we'll try to push the rest of those lifters out. And if I can just salvage one over here, I might just go for it. I mean, I'm in so far now, it just doesn't matter anymore. It's
'Cause I'm in too deep.
well, I don't have anything to work with. And if I put a bunch of new parts in there, I'm going to feel bad because it won't last.
True.
If I put junk parts in there, I'll just take the whole motor out
Hey,
and throw it in the garbage.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. When these break, then you do new cheap parts.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. We'll let you know. See you later, alligator.
In a while, crocodile.
So I got these brushes the other day at Harbor Freight for $5 for a whole bundle of them. Okay. I cut the end off, put it in my drill. And they got this all the way up to here. Well, I don't want that going in that far, so I'm going to do a modification.
You can have them both go at once. Oh no! You might want to fold over your end.
You know, I don't think that was the right way to do this.
You won't pinch it together. And then twisty.
No, which way is that?
Yeah,
This
that's
was-
the way.
No, that's unthreading it, man.
Oh no! You're gonna run out of brush.
Harbor Freight, you got me. Why didn't you just sell a brush I needed?
Oh, it's like fall.
Oh, that's definitely the wrong way.
There you go. Golly! Now you got more end to chop off, but if you chop it off, then you're gonna...
Do you think that maybe those hairs are going to go in the engine anyway? Okay, I think it's time to go in the house, throw a match on the wheelies, and I don't even want to put that in the engine now. Could it hurt it? Anyways, what I was trying to do, Mary, is show the people how smart I am.
Oh, yeah.
And it's failed once again. There's a reason it's called Just Enough Garage. It should be renamed to Hacky Enough Garage. So I sprayed some brake clean in there and got kind of down to this. This is gasoline. Oh, that's leaky.
Yeah, we know it's leaky. That's why I brought you a plastic water bottle.
Okay, why are you putting gasoline in there? Because I don't mind if it goes down in there. I'm just trying to clean the grimy dirt off of there. The gasoline's supposed to, like, you know, break down the oil. Obviously the brush is supposed to clean the borehole. Everybody's screaming, take it in the hot tank, pull it out.
Okay, you got one for us to use?
Yeah.
That's within...
Send me $2,000, I'll do it your way.
Yeah.
Maybe the electric motor will catch it on fire.
One can hope. You did just say I'm about ready to throw a match on it.
I ain't kidding.
So...
And then we'll brush up the lifter. So I solved the lifter problem. Okay, the last scene, Darian was disappointed. This scene, Darian's disappointed.
Solved in...
But I just picked another one that was better. I don't care. Okay? Just go ahead and say, Darian doesn't care anymore. It's going to show. I'm going to put a new double roller timing chain on an old cam and an okay set of lifters on a crappy 400,000 mile engine, and I'm going to run it. And when it goes bad, you guys are going to see me put a new engine in this. Well, a different engine for sure. But
And we're going to hear the I told you so's, and we're going to go, we know, you're right.
Are you really telling me something I already know? Now, when somebody says, what are you doing with those vintage engines? Keep in mind these are over 50 years old and the people before me did not take care of them. I like using the gasoline because it evaporates. And the motor's designed to have gasoline in it, Mary.
I don't think in this part. Unless you're cleaning. You gonna brush up your other holes?
And this is a real soft nylon. You guys saw that. Oh, you mean knock loose all the corrosion? No.
No, I meant
not.
in the holes at the back. I don't know what those ones are.
Now again, I don't mind that this gasoline goes down in there because hopefully it's rinsing the shavings down into the bottom of the pan. Can you see? Yeah. Looks like the bottom of a gold pan, fool's gold.
Bismuth.
Yeah, this thing's toast. I bet. All right, put the in the comment. This is a job. Comment section. How many miles will I get out of it before it fries itself? 300, 400. You know, if it just goes to the school and back, that's about 20 years for this thing. If it goes somewhere beyond that, it could be a week. So I ordered a whole new gasket kit for $50 off of Amazon. It's been 8 days, I ain't seen it. Timing chain came in 2 days, so I put $150 basically into parts to try to make this work.
This time.
This time. I cut the nose off of him. He's got a squeak jaw tooth.
Oh no.
Jonathan thought it was bad. He said, you should have done it, it's vintage. I said, I know.
Why'd you cut his tooth off?
Because the cam has to come through.
Oh, that way. I see. So you don't have to take the whole engine out?
Yeah, or I couldn't, this thing's so corroded and rusted, you know. Now the last cam I did a break-in on was for my Green Willys Jeep 10 years ago. It was a little RV cam with a fuel injection system I put together. And it worked out perfect, Mary. Still runs great. But in the last 10 years, my understanding is from...
But the transfer case isn't.
No, that's, yeah. It has
Unrelated.
Other, it has other problems.
Yeah.
Look at that, it cleaned it good. So let's go ahead and throw that cam in there. This is called assembly lube.
It does say that right on it.
It's the right kind of stuff. I will obviously run zinc in the motor, but let's do it. Now, some of you might think, should you clean that? Yeah, I should clean it.
Oh, the dog found a squeaky ball.
I'm actually getting pretty frustrated, Mary. I hate doing this because it's just like I'm doing something I just know isn't
Quality work.
as good as it could be.
You know it's gonna fail you eventually.
Well, it might run for 20 more years though, who knows. This one wasn't working till water went in it because of that hood.
It's failing you eventually, even if 20 years.
Oh yeah. Well, everything fails, Mary.
Here, don't want that to go in the engine.
Do I?
No. Can't get it when it's wiggling. With the wiggling. There we go.
Anyways, well, I guess what I'm saying is you'll probably see me put this together, but I won't be able to put the heads on till what, next 2 days or something is destined to be.
Yeah, maybe not even until next week's video. It just depends on when we get the parts.
I'll probably just put it together and just start the motor. So this is what I want to do.
That's why he cut off his nose.
Yeah. Really, it only needs to be on the high spot. Again, this goes back to that one video clip we had, Mary. Why is all my junk junk? Because I start out with junk.
Just take different pieces of junk and put them together.
Yeah.
I think I have a short on that. If I do, I'll link it.
It's all junk. That's why it's junk. Okay. Now, of course, that doesn't want to go in. Where the hell are my paper towels?
Right there with your hammer.
Well, I'm going to need that. Go find the sand hammer.
Okay. Dead blow. It's actually put away. Who'd have thunk it?
Yes, I'm using a hammer to install the cam.
Is it your first time doing it?
And they just get tight.
Imagine if you did it the stupid way and had the lifters in first.
Yeah, that would be stupid. Now, does it turn? The oil was so thick it had such good clearances it won't turn. No, let's see.
Yeah, that's all the assembly grease. Are you having fun?
No, actually I'm not. I've been disappointed about this now going on 9 days. I gotta get over it, but see the thing is, Mary,
Yes.
I want to work on something else.
Yeah.
The people want me to work on something else. I want to work on something else. The Willys is the one that's giving me trouble.
It also wants you to work on someone else. It's like, I keep giving you problems, so you'll just let me die.
Oh, look at that, it turns.
Oh, okay. Well, knock on wood. Talk nice to it.
You piece of junk.
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, do we go ahead and put the timing chain on, or do we put the lifters in? You put the lifters in, I'll tell you why, because then you can rotate the cam to make sure that it's going to actually lift her.
Well,
Because I just
Where's
got all
the
the...
lifters first?
Yeah, now, you're probably going to want to put that on pause, or bring it over here so I can show the people what I'm going to be doing for the next 45 minutes. See this lifter, you see all that gribes on it?
Oh, you got to polish them?
I'm going to clean them, then lube them, put them in. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I still got to, I see the kit comes with new valve seals, so I'm going to pull all these valves out, clean the heads, put new valve seals in it. Today's video is just part of it. And again, I know on YouTube you can see a guy do a whole engine thing in 20 seconds, fast forward, I get it. Okay, I'm not that guy. So this one, it's got a little bit of wear on it. Surprise. See, that's the hardened part on the bottom. And you can see, look at that, you can see the pattern.
I'm not that guy, pal.
I don't think this one was churning either. See that? Can you see that little wear? They're supposed to be rotating, so hopefully they'll go back to rotating. But so this is my point. Okay, I've been watching YouTube for years like everybody else. I'm trying my hand at this. But when people say, well, it run, and it starts and it runs and they drive it, it doesn't mean that it's good, because you can see right here, this is why you want to put it in the same lobe. I don't know if you can see that.
Well, just hold it in one spot and turn it back and forth. The light catching it makes us see it.
You can see the cam lobe indentation.
Yep.
So this is junk. I'm putting junk inside of a junk, but it's less junk. Does that make sense?
Degrees of crappiness.
Okay, like let's say for example, all right. Let's say for an example, I have a sandwich and I drop my sandwich and it falls on the table. Ooh, gross. Okay.
The table's not so bad.
Now let's say that I have that same sandwich and I drop it in some sand. Ooh, that's worse. The sandwich isn't as bad when it falls on the table. But let's say I drop the sandwich on the ground and the dogs ravage it.
That's a dog sandwich.
It's gone. It's gone. And what do I got here? I've got a sandwich that's like fallen on the table. Parts of it have fallen on the ground. And I'm going to still eat the sandwich, but it's not a good sandwich. This is not a good.
He's blowing sand off his sandwich.
This is garbage, okay? I am literally putting garbage in here. I know that. But I would appreciate people still telling me, because I enjoy the interaction. I know what I'm doing.
You appreciate people telling you it's garbage?
No, I mean, it's this, they know it too. We're not, you know.
Not lying to the people.
Well, there's the right way of doing it, there's the wrong way of doing it, and then there's the I'm going to do it anyways way of doing it.
Darien way.
Well, I'm going to keep my eye out for another engine, Mary. And I'm going to just, you know, but until I have that, I want to be able to move this thing around the yard. This will do that.
Rusty Halligan's commented on last week's video, and he said, oh, it's just going to be a mess. The best thing to do is just get a new engine. Yeah, we know. Well, we could find one.
Why did I take that gear off when I was using?
Because you had to take it off to get it through. And you just hadn't put it back on. You got distracted.
I had it on there when I rotated it.
Oh. Yeah, why did you take it back off?
Dumb. Yeah, I know. People know stuff. I know stuff. Hey, write it in the comments. Have you ever done anything that you go, well, that's wrong, but let's just do it. See how much lift that one has? That one in that other video? That one in that other video you had there, Mary? So now it's in the borehole. See, it's moving up and down on its, when it goes back down on its own. So it's plenty of lubrication. It's gonna work. It's just not gonna be the right way to have it work.
You better work.
Okay, so don't bump over my table.
I'm not.
So I'm taking these and putting them in the same spot. I come over here.
You gotta clean that one.
Come over here to my rag situation. I rag off my grubby hands.
He's seen the process. He's gonna do this 14 and a half more times.
Now that one's in better shape.
Oh yeah, it's only got a round one because it's been turning.
Again, they've got millions of miles on them. So, okay, how does the lifter work? These two surfaces, oil passage goes in there. That's the hole for oil. So when you get oil pressure that runs in that passage, that injects oil into that spring. Then as the lifter comes down, oil will be picked up through there, up through the lifter tube, and it'll come out. So these are supposed to be rotating. The lifters are supposed to be rotating. It's a whole bunch of stuff going on at once inside the motor.
Everything's rotating.
All right, that one didn't sink down, but it will once I put a little pressure on it. Yeah, it feels good. Now, some guys would want to use engine oil on that, and that's fine. You can use
engine oil.
I like this because it'll stay on there, so if I get distracted or I end up, I mean, this week I've already worked over 50 hours and I'm coming and doing this, but if I end up coming back to this, it's okay. It's going to be okay. I'm telling myself it's going to be okay. It's like when you're hearing a story from a little kid and you're like, I don't think that's right. It's going to be okay. It's a little kid. He's going to live all right. You know, he's just learning. And this engine is not going to be okay. But it's okay that it's not okay, because now I know I can get something better. I just don't want to spend $2,000 on an engine.
It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like, are you going to be okay enough? Yeah. Keep going. All right, you know what? Just set that up and you can fast forward the music. Pick some disco this time. Oh,
Ooh.
no. Pick some 50s rockabilly, because this is a 50s Willys. Okay, so now rotate that, Mary. Cam, go clockwise with it.
Move your arm.
You move your arm. Why do we put this hood on?
I'm trying
Okay,
to
slow it down so we can watch them all. Keep going. Does it feel smooth?
Yeah.
They're all doing their magic. It's as good as any other small block Chevy. Once they get a few miles on them, they're all the same. So now this pin should be somewhere horizontal like that, according to what I took it apart at. That should be in the same spot. We can check that in a few minutes. But that would be it. These two should be down, so we can test. Yeah, they're definitely down. So I think what we're going to want to do, Mary, is throw the chain on the front. I don't have the gaskets.
You told me to be gentle with it. Now you want to throw it?
We'll throw the chain on the front, and then I'll go ahead and clean up all the surfaces, and then later on this week we'll go ahead and put it together, so that next week's video you'll just be start it and drive it. Start it and drive it. That's an optimistic person. Just start it and drive it.
Mm-hmm.
I've also got an oil pressure gauge. It'll be a good time now to reach that, to run that line through there, the copper line. I'll do that later. I'm not doing it now. My hands are covered in oil. So let's clean up our friggin' mess. I think I'm gonna drain that oil out of the bottom, and then we'll put some gasoline in there and try to rinse it out. I can pour it in from the front and just rinse it right through that way. A Hudson sprayer full of gasoline? Surely you jest.
Homemade flamethrower?
Oh, we also gotta try to get that. All right, you know what? Come over here, people.
Hold on, I gotta start a new clip.
Before I start, oh, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Before I decide that I actually have a good set of heads, let's try to put this one in. So I'm gonna use this.
You're gonna drop your cap. Bye-bye.
You remember when you was a little girl?
I'm gonna move the stupid can.
You was a little girl, we had hello and goodbye. Remember that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So on a swing set at the city park,
Oh, yeah.
I'd push you from the front and you'd come up and try to kick at me and say hello, and then you'd go back and I'd say goodbye.
We also played scissors. What do we call it? When you had to try to, everybody was swinging, and you had to,
the gauntlet of death.
and you had to
It had
run.
nothing to do with scissors. Scissors is an adult game that women play.
Okay, stop talking. Well, because it was like scissor blades crossing with the swings.
Yeah, anyways, yeah, I teach the kids to run through the swing set, try not to get kicked. That's a good dad.
There was 4 of us kids, and we'd take turns
Yeah.
on the swings and
You
running
ever get
through.
3 little girls all at once being pushed on swings, it's a good day. So let's put the head on this side. Let's just use this head gasket as an example to keep it.
Some pat to go.
See, that's missing one, I bet. Do I have 2 over here? No.
Oh, it's alignment peg.
Yeah, it's probably in the head. But it's not going to be in my way. So this one here. Yeah. This represents about 5 hours worth of work to get these heads all ready to go back on the engine. I can hear it now. Darian, what are you doing?
My best. And that's how you mess up a gasket.
Yeah, that's okay.
And that's why the whole thing was RTV'd.
What are you doing, Darren? Well, let me show you. Remember this guy?
Womp, womp, womp.
Now I got a working area here. And what I was saying earlier about being in the water jacket, I don't know if you can see down in there, but it does get into the coolant passages.
I don't think I can.
Okay, now ideally, the smart man would clean this really good on his...
He's not a smart
No,
man.
I think I'll have to. On his wire grinder really good. Take the nut off. Put it in there. A really smart guy would take this. It's got a gall on the end.
Yeah.
That's why it was so hard to get out. A really smart guy would clean this really good.
Clean the hole.
Clean the hole. Put this in the freezer. Come back in 24 to 48 hours.
When it shrink.
Slide it in there. I'm gonna go clean it real quick. So stand by. Better get my hammer ready.
Trip pose. Wiggle.
I put some WD-40 in there the other day. Should be easier to break it now that it's hot. I did not freeze it. Should have. I'm just letting the hammer dance on it. I'm not even hitting it. I'm just letting it dance on it.
And it is moving.
And I could whale it in there, but...
Millimeter by millimeter.
So now it's probably equaled up to the same heat because it's sitting there warming itself. We'll try to get ahead of it again.
Just heat it from below. Put it in the exhaust.
Well, how are we doing?
It is coming down. Got about an inch left till
Well,
you hit your threads. Well, half an inch.
Let's get one here on the side so we can see.
Oh, comparison. Not the thief of joy today.
That's hot.
You're about the same.
Fuck, we're gonna stop.
Yep.
Stop while you're ahead.
Measure twice, cut once.
It wasn't too hot.
We're quenching it.
Yeah, we're annealing it with some oil.
Yeah, I say we. I am not doing.
I kind of mushroomed the top of that a little bit. The nut could have been up a little bit higher, but in a few minutes, we'll
When it's not hot as the dickens?
keep it in mind that I got a bunch more choices here. The Dickens.
Yes, the dickens. Girl, what did you find to eat?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we got a good set of heads now. The heads are actually all right. The block is actually all right.
Him's hopeful.
It's the rotating equipment inside that's on the way out. I guess the next thing for me to do is, well, the video's probably long enough. I'm just going to work on it. You guys aren't going to see it until I'm done.
We'll catch you up.
Well, I mean, it's basic. I'm going to
Put it back together.
Wash the oil out. You know, leave that drain for a few days. Just keep rinsing it out the bottom of the pan. My gaskets will show up. I'll assemble the heads, put the rockers back on. I could show you how to bring up the valve lash, but essentially I like to take my harmonic balancer, and from the timing mark, I'll make a cross this way.
Oh, do you need a tuning fork for that?
The crank will turn 2 times for the cam turning once. So then it's 1, 8, 4. Well, you just follow right through, and if you leave the intake manifold off while you do it, you can feel the lifters, you can see them come up. You watch them go up and then come back down. You know exactly when those 2 valves are in the closed position. You just follow the firing order. Anyways, what I was saying about that, if you cross out your deal, there'll be a black mark show up on the 0, so you'd have the timing cover on, heads off, intake manifold. You lash them plus a 1/2 to 3/4 of a turn.
We're gonna have to readjust the distributor again. It's gonna be off again.
Well, it'll come back around to 0, and it's gonna work out all right. Then I'll set it back the way it is. Then I'll put the intake manifold on, then we'll put it all back together, put the exhaust system back in. I will definitely let you watch me do the first startup, and I can hear all the yays or the super depressions of, well,
I am not impressed.
I tried it. Because that's really what this is. This is an experiment, you know? This is an experiment. Can I make work what I had in the shop? Because I just don't feel like putting big money into an engine that I know is not going to be good for the long term. Anyways, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. Appreciate the people watching the shorts. Give us a thumbs up. We're trying to grow the channel. I would love to be in a position where I could order a decent motor or have a local machine shop put one together, or even do that myself. I have the capabilities. I'm limited on time and resources, and I just want to get this thing going right now. And this motor is just a temporary opportunity to get it in there and get it down the road. I don't know if the transmission's good. I don't know if the rear end's any good. I don't know how this thing steers. You guys literally saw me put pieces together. But anyways, we get down through this. Hey, you never know.
All of its running that it's done has been on camera for you guys.
Yeah, that's true. I've never driven it anywhere. That's never even left the driveway.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's only run right here, and you've seen it all.
Yeah, we never run this engine other than what was in there. So anyways, follow us, like, comment, subscribe. We'll catch you next week. Thanks for watching.